Last issue ended on a cliffhanger with a gunshot and with Jet's outcome unknown. This issue, mutates rush to Jet's room where Cap lies in waiting. Though he's suffering from a self-inflicted injury from issue 5, he soldiers on to save his son. Jet appears to be fine and was shown mercy yet again. Zola meanwhile puts his plan in motion, kicking mutate production into overdrive. Cap tries to climb up to the top of Zola's fortress where Zola's lab is located, but he is stopped and thrown back to the ground where Jet awaits. Cap continues to appeal to her better side, questioning how she could let the indigenous Frox suffer. In the middle of their fight, Cap sees a Frox being sacrificed, and he jumps to her rescue, leaving him at the mercy of Jet. Lucky for him, his words have gotten through, and Jet saves Cap and the Frox tribeswoman. Regardless of Jet's change of heart, Zola's plan is already in motion. His fortress is mobile and will invade Earth, where his hordes of mutates carrying hypodermic infection rifles will infect the populace with Zola's consciousness. As Jet leaves to rescue the remaining Frox, Cap gathers himself to continue his search for Ian, but he doesn't get far before he is shot in the back by Ian himself.
So it looks like Cap is now going to have to go head-to-head against his son Ian. Obviously he's not going to kill him or beat him up.
No, but I am worried about Cap, because Ian is trained, designed to be pretty powerful, and with him is the mutate Captain America's. The odds are stacked against Cap.
But Cap always stands up, so he'll be fine.
In this issue, Remender draws attention to how Ian's relationship with Cap is a way for Captain America to come to terms with his own father, and it just highlights the Captain America that Remender is trying to write.
Yeah, he's much more valuable, I guess you would say. I mean, even in this comic, he's incredibly weakened, and he keeps almost collapsing from, like, exhaustion or injuries.
He's a super soldier, and in almost every other Cap storyline, you just see him being completely invincible. But in this one, it's just odds upon odds are just stacked against him. Now he's been shot by his own son. He was already basically torn himself apart to get the Zola consciousness out.
And Romita's art really emphasizes that. Like, Cap is now kind of mangy looking with his long hair and bruises everywhere, and he's just dirty.
And it's not just physically, I think it's a psychological toll as well. And this is where the real distinction between Cap's father and Cap himself comes in. In the beginning of the issue, Cap himself describes his father as a man that was robbed of his pride and eventually his hope, and he just couldn't stand back up. And Captain America has spent all his life just standing up, and that's a theme. And at the very end of this issue, when he sees a glimmer of hope, he tells himself, "There it is, Rogers, a bit of hope, so stand up."
Remender has really pounded in this line of "you always stand up" into the reader's brains, you know, even from issue 1. So that really seems to be his theme, that determination is what makes Captain America strong.
But at the same time, Cap remains an idealist. In this issue where Cap saves one of the Frox from being boiled alive for their DNA, and he basically risks everything to do this.
But it works out for him because that's what turns Jet Black to his side. So, you know, it paid off. Being a good guy paid off.
It did, but I thought that entire change in her demeanor was so quick. Like, she grew up indoctrinated.
I think she was already on the fence because earlier Cap had the opportunity to kill her, but didn't.
I still think it was too quick of a change. Even in the scene right before he jumps, she's against him, and then he jumps down, then he's basically at her mercy. She could do anything, and she's like, "Alright, you know, Father, forgive me," and he pulls him up. I just felt it was too quick.
She does talk about the upcoming invasion of Earth, though, and how Zola is going to, like, spread his influence there using his mutate army. Do you think Ian is going to survive to that point?
I think Ian is going to survive. I think Captain America has a greater chance of not surviving.
No, there's no way Captain America dies.
I don't know if he's going to die. I would say that Ian might have to take him back to Earth to save him, type of deal. Like, Cap is going to reach a point where he just can't keep standing up, and his son is going to have to stand up for him.
I was also kind of thinking this could all just be like a simulation, because when Cap first goes into Dimension Z, Zola has him, like, hooked up to this experimental chair. So this could all be in his head, which I guess would be kind of a fuck you to the reader, but...
I guess the point of that would be to show Captain America that he has lost. If in the next issue Ian goes through and just demolishes Captain America and basically just breaks his spirit, and I guess then Zola wins.
So the grade for Captain America number 7, what would you give it?
I'd give this issue a 3.5 out of 5. I would have given it a higher grade because I'm really enjoying the story, but I did feel that the jet scene was A, corny, and B, a little forced.
I'm going to give this issue a 3 out of 5. It was alright. Not as good as some of the previous issues. I just feel like this Ian, Captain America, Zola story is just way too stretched out.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Captain America number 7. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We want to know, do you guys think Ian will survive in the end?
You can leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what you see, give us a shout out.